Hello, I'm Ronnie Eldridge. Welcome to Eldridge and Company. Community Food Advocates is an exceptional nonprofit organization that promotes the health and well-being of New York City's low-income families and their children. Liz Accles is the executive director and my guest today. Welcome. It's nice to have you. It was a very inadequate introduction because it's like it's a child of, or the heir to, the Community Food Resource Center that Kathy Goldman had originally started many years ago.
Yes, in 1981.
Yeah, and tell me about, let's just talk a little bit about the history. This was a major part of that organization, nutrition and services.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Community Food Resource Center focused on food, but it was really from the angle of access to income as primary and core to that, and that access to food is directly connected to access to income.
And then they did a lot of things about the taxes. They started that program, right?
Yes, so they're focused on child nutrition programs such as school food, WIC, summer meals program, and then started focusing on food stamps and access to food stamps. And then cash assistance, public assistance, and then as it relates, because as with public assistance, earned income tax credit, when that went into effect, the earned income tax credit was making sure people had money for all kinds of expenses, but including to
and then they provided meals.
Yes, it was pretty unique in that it was a policy advocacy organization.
A holistic thing.
Yes, and came from a very activist orientation, yet very grounded in in policy and policymaking process, and then also met immediate needs by providing direct services. So working on the systemic, long-term answers while also trying to meet immediate needs. Yeah.
So now, and then Kathy Goldman, who was the founder and the first executive director, and Agnes Molnar, who worked there on the food, right?
Yep.
So they went off and started another organization, which is your organization.
Right. So they, in 2010, after they left Community Food Resource Center in 2004, they were, or 2002, something like that, they went around and were doing their work in different places on child nutrition, and then in 2010 decided to start, we always joke this was their retirement job, Community Food Advocates. And then I went and joined them in 2013.
Great. Now, Community Food Advocates also helps with these different programs. So the WIC program, explain it a little bit. It's women,
infants, and children, and it both provides, it's a federal public benefit, to make sure that pregnant women and young babies have access to nutritious food.
Right.
And Agnes Molnar has been working on that program for many years, so it's making sure that it's accessible and...
how do you get into it? I mean, how do
people sign up?
They sign up.
They sign up.
So that's, the outreach is a very important component of all these programs.
Of all the programs, yes, making sure that the programs are adequate and making sure they're accessible are kind of the two most important points.
And then there are some other programs.
Yeah, so a big part of our focus is kind of carrying on the legacy of Kathy and Agnes is around universal free school lunch. So a big focus on school food programs as a way of reaching the 1.1 million New York City public school students and reaching children, and also providing financial relief to families if children will eat school lunch, and if I could talk more about that.
Well, we'll come back to that. Underlying the food programs, though, is the whole knowledge that children who are hungry are not going to learn.
Exactly.
And here we spend millions of dollars and talk about employment and job readiness and everything else, and we don't start early enough to really ensure that it's going to work, right?
Exactly. And it's not learning. Children, like adults, if you don't eat, you're agitated. Your
whole development.
Everything is if you're going to talk about educational equity, and you have kids coming to school who don't have enough food, And the programs that are there, if they're stigmatized, it means that many kids will just sit out. And you can't address educational equity without just fundamentally ensuring that the schools are making sure kids have access to meals.
Did Community Food Resource, were they the drive at the early start of pre-K foods or breakfasts, or was that automatic?
I'm not sure of the history there. I know that in pre-K and in the city-funded early childhood education programs, meals are provided universally without regard to income. I mean, that's part of.
And then we go 1 to 6. Also, what happens there? Grades 1 to 6.
1 to 6. In terms of school lunch, is breakfast and lunch are available. Breakfast is universally available because of both Kathy and Agnes advocated for that under the Bloomberg administration, and but the school lunch is still based on income.
It is in the elementary school,
and that's what we're looking to
expand from because the junior high school, or what we used to call junior high, that is free lunch.
We started this campaign called Lunch for Learning campaign. It's a huge effort that I could talk more about.
Yes,
but
we will.
And so we were able in the first year, with the administration, to get universal free school lunch in middle schools, and we're looking to expand it out to high school and elementary school
and down.
Yep, just
so it's
across the board.
Yeah, and actually the mayor, in his campaigning, was very supportive.
Yes, it was one of his campaign promises.
But so far, we haven't seen it.
Other than middle schools, we haven't seen the expansion, and we're hoping and working and pushing to get it in the preliminary budget.
Basic to all of that is that there's federal money for this.
Yeah, so school food is over 90% federally funded. It's a federal entitlement program.
Right.
So the more kids that eat, the more money that comes into the city.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So, and the state kicks in as well.
Yeah. So the net cost to the city is?
Our estimates to do universal free school lunch for all students is $20 million a year. And there's already $11 million built into the city budget for middle schools. So our estimates are about a little bit under $9 million to expand out to all students. In total, $20 million.
So why are we having such a hard time? It's done in other cities.
It's done in many other cities. I mean, there's also, besides that it's federally funded, there's a federal incentive program called the Community Eligibility Provision that encourages localities to do this, both by easing paperwork requirements and having a favorable reimbursement structure.
It's the same with food stamps, because we've always pushed for more food stamps.
Yes, right. Food stamp purely federally funded.
Yeah.
All kinds of, with both economic benefit locally, because there's money coming in, it means jobs, people have other money to spend in the local economy.
Are there some really innovative programs where the quality, I mean, you guys are also in the forefront of quality food, nutrition.
Yes.
And not only providing it, but also teaching it, no?
Yeah, we aren't doing that right now. The food bank actually does that, but under Community Food Resource Center, they used to do a lot of nutrition education work.
So in the high schools, what you find, I guess you don't find the same peer pressure in the elementary schools. Is that true?
That's right. Right. It starts as, in the
older.
6th grade, and really hits in middle schools.
Yeah. And that's the self-consciousness. I mean, this is the disparity of wealth again. I mean, the wealth, it's almost between the very poor and the working poor.
Yeah, I mean, it plays out in all different kinds of ways. So, when you get to middle schools, that's where the peer pressure and bullying really starts to intensify. And that's why we're glad Universal started in middle school. You get to high school, and kids just stop eating.
Explain to us how people know that they're getting free lunch because they come from really low income families.
Yeah, it varies. Sometimes it's something very explicit, like on an ID card, a letter or something like that. And sometimes it's just that the kids are getting up to get online. And even though it's become more subtle, in the old days there were different color tickets, there were different color tokens, even though it's become more subtle, it's kind of, I always make the comparison with food stamps going from paper to a card. People still know, and still, kids know.
Yeah.
And it really impacts participation. So, one of the things that I think is most stunning is that 75% of New York City public school students are eligible for free or reduced price lunch. That's
It's a lot of people.
mind-boggling.
We're talking about over 1 million students.
Right. $37,000 a year or under for a household of 3. That's 3/4 of the students. Yet a third of those students, even though clearly in the city, with that income level, it's hard to make ends meet. You could double that easily and
Totally, I don't know how, yeah.
right, and still be struggling. And a third of the kids who are eligible don't participate. And they may put on bravado and say, I'm not hungry, or I don't like the way the food looks. But we know that the poverty stigma that's associated with the program has impacted participation for decades. It's not unique here. It's
All over the country.
all over the country, and it impacts children in mixed income schools, but it also impacts children in even the lowest income schools, where just like everywhere, there are differentiations being made. And
So if you're making $50,000, you don't get the free lunch.
right,
But you're still struggling.
right.
Yet
Right.
it's there.
And there are a lot of families who are significantly above who can't afford the fees,
Yeah.
and who the parents owe the money, and principals end up having to serve as bill collectors, which they don't want. And
So what happens is, if you don't have the money, then the child doesn't have the card or whatever it is. They cut it off.
well, they can run up a bill. I mean, what will happen in I think the practice in New York City is not to completely deny, but the parent runs up a bill, and then if they don't have the money to pay the bill, the principal is then put in a terrible position to have to collect the money, and it impacts the
Everything.
children. It impacts the parents'
parents.
relationship with the school, and
Right.
that's
If they owe the money, they don't want to go to school.
exactly
They don't want to participate in this stuff.
that's exactly
There's some harrowing stories on
yes.
your, what do you call it? L for L?
Lunch for learning.
Lunch for
Yeah,
Learning,
yeah.
it's L for L.
Yeah,
Right, with a 4.
yeah.
So it's a big website. So what is it? It's a big organizational push, right?
Yes. So, we decided a few years ago there was this federal incentive. There was an election coming up at that time, that to get the city to adopt universal free school lunch, that we would start a campaign that not just brought in the anti-hunger groups, because we're doing this work and
Yeah.
we'll be doing this work, but thinking creatively about who else
Yeah.
cares about this and would care about if it was brought to their attention. So there are about 260 campaign partners, and we were thinking about public school parents as core and important to this, students, educators who care about this stuff, but I think there'd been a disconnect. So the education-based unions, the UFT, DC 37, yes,
Psychologists.
yes, we have and public health pediatricians, and so we've been able to build this. And I'm missing lots of other categories of groups,
Yeah.
but those were kind of the unusual suspects bringing to the table and saying, look, this is really important, and here are all the reasons for health reasons, education, and just
Right.
basic anti-hunger.
And so what do you do?
So we work to build support. We have had the city council on board. It's been a priority for 3 years.
It's their part. They want this in the budget,
Yes,
and then the mayor doesn't put it in the budget,
right.
in hopes that the city council put it in the budget. But they,
The first year we got it was included in middle schools, and then it was built in, baselined into the budget. So
it's automatically now in the budget. Right.
exactly, and so we are pushing the mayor to make good on his campaign promise, and now it's more urgent than ever. With the uncertainty on the
Yes.
federal level.
What do you think? I mean, what's the potential on the federal level? Isn't this the kind of thing that has bipartisan support?
Well,
Usually.
I think
Food
it's
stamps didn't, right?
right. It didn't, but food stamps are interesting too, because they clearly reach people in every state in communities throughout the country. But also, there are agricultural interests in that and food industry interests in that. So, for food stamps, the risk is that they'll try to block grant it, which...
To the different states, you mean?
Yeah, and that, that's been a threat. Whether that will come true, I don't know. They did that with did that with public assistance to disastrous ends.
Right. That means by block granting, it means the federal money goes to the states, and the states, it's under a more general term.
More general fund, right. And it's a finite amount of money as opposed to...
Be divided between all the things they want to fund.
Yes, whereas, as it is now, the more people that are income eligible and can get the assistance, it goes. Right, because the idea is when economic times are bad and more people need help, this is supposed to help counter the impact of that. And not only for families, but keep money flowing in the economy.
Yeah.
So, we don't know what to expect. Child nutrition programs tend not to be the ones that have the big targets on them.
Yeah.
Even though food stamps is probably the largest child nutrition program, if
when you think about it.
Yes. But there's been talk about school food, and some of the arch conservative folks, want to roll back some of the nutrition standards, and there's some risk to this universal on the federal level. All the more reason to get in and get in now.
Yes, so that it's going.
Yeah, that it's going, and harder to strip away once it's in place, and
So you guys are big organizers.
Yeah, we do a lot of organizing. Yes.
I remember Kathy Goldman had the same boat coalition.
Yes.
Do you remember it?
I do remember.
All the nonprofits that were fearful of losing their money, we'd all meet. Everybody would meet because we were all in the same boat.
Yes.
We needed money. Still do.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrible. The discrimination goes even beyond the schools as far as income and poverty, because I think the nutrition part of it, in poorer neighborhoods, you have less access to food sources that are nutritious, right? You've got all the fast food in all the smaller places, bodegas instead of Pathmark was another one of...
Was Kathy's project,
yeah. Right. That's true, isn't it, all around the country?
Yeah, and it's both access to fresh food and, in many places, like this story that actually doesn't get talked about all that much anymore is where there is food, it's often more expensive in lower income neighborhoods. So where there are good big supermarkets, that's helpful. That makes a big difference.
Yeah, and I mean, there's even like a free zone, fast food free zone proposal.
Yeah, right, yes, yeah.
Which was interesting. If you go on the website, if you can start on the website with Food Advocates website, and then you can go for L.
Yeah, yes, right? Yes.
You can see other stories about outside of the city and read some of the really terrible stories about what happens when the kids don't want to, stand on line or a separate line or don't want to have the poor food.
That's right. Yeah. And I mean, it's in some places where kids will be flat out denied food. Those make the news pretty big. Yeah. And what we see here is kids opting out because of, which is it's dreadful. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's.
So then they hang around.
Right, and they say, I'm not hungry, or if they have, a little bit of money, they'll buy something inexpensive that fills their stomach for a little bit, like potato chips. I mean, or cookies that, have no nutritional value, but...
Right. Are the machines nutritious food, or are they, that's another question, isn't it?
It is. In the schools, there are vending machines, and it's gotten better. I think it's gotten better, but I think there are still questionable items.
And is those decisions local decisions, a principal's decision? Or?
I think there's citywide policy at this point setting what is in the vending machines. I think where it gets more complicated is fundraising events like the chocolate bars that are sold and bake sales and things like that.
Does the Department of Education help you when you're lobbying the mayor?
No, because we're lobbying, we're trying to convince the Department of Education and the mayor to implement this.
So they're
bond.
still not
Right,
interested?
right.
And you think that they have the 80 million, is that what you said?
No, we think it's 20 million.
20 million, that they could easily do it in their own budget?
Yeah, and that's how it would be allocated. It would be within the Department of Education.
Even if the mayor didn't say, all right, we'll give you the 20 million and put it in,
Yep.
actually, if they really looked hard, they could find the 20 million in their existing budget, I'm sure.
Probably so. They have I think it's a $24 billion budget.
Yeah.
You know, what we say about the cost, to the average person, $20 million.
Yeah, 24
4 billion.
Right,
Yes.
say it again.
And I think it's something like an $84 billion city, New York City budget. So, $20 million, and what we're talking about now, since there's already money allocated in the budget, another roughly about $9 million.
For the middle school.
Yeah, there's 11 in there already from the middle schools. Our estimates would be in total about $20 million a year. We're bringing in a lot more federal money when we do that, because the more kids that eat, the more money that comes in. And it's a program that reaches, not that all kids are going to eat. We don't have any illusions that that's the case. But it's a program that could reach children in every neighborhood throughout this entire city. So a very modest investment for a program that can reach every single New York City public school student.
And what a relief to the family, because they're also on very limited budgets.
That's right.
And have to provide the nutrition for dinner.
Right.
Or
And
supper.
we did some estimates that if a family needs to provide lunch, and it's a nutritious lunch, that it costs roughly $5 a day to provide that lunch. And that, that's about $900 a year. And if a family's struggling, and that's if you have one child, if a family's struggling, that's
And if you have to take the subway or a bus.
right. That's exactly.
Increases, right.
It's a lot of money.
Right. Do you, are you continuing to do the nutritious value, or is that somebody else?
Well, we look at the nutrition standards have actually gone up in the 2010 Federal Child Nutrition Act. Yeah. So the nutrition standards are fairly high.
We're far from when Reagan said that ketchup was a vegetable.
Yes, we
Remember,
are.
ketchup is
It was
a vegetable?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's hope we don't go back to that.
Let's hope we don't.
That's scary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 I think the question is more, in addition to universal and getting rid of the stigma and getting rid of the fees, is the appeal of the food. Because I think the nutrition quality is good. It's,
If you want to eat kale every day.
right. So we look at that
Yeah. Desirability.
as well. Yeah.
Rachael Ray has taken on this as her crusade, right?
She has. She's been
Yeah.
a wonderful partner.
How did that happen, do you know?
We approached her in the first year of the campaign, and she was just terrific, very enthusiastic, completely got the issue right off the bat, and she's been with us ever since. Just knows fundamentally, if kids aren't eating, given the number of children in public schools whose families are struggling, that this is such an effective way to reach children and provide financial relief to families, that it's crazy not to do it. And the other thing that we know is that it works. Where there's universal, more kids eat. Again, not just here in New York City, but all over the place.
What are some of the other cities?
Boston, Detroit, Chicago, Dallas,
Seattle?
not Seattle.
Someplace on the West Coast, it has to be.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I don't have the full list in my head, but yeah, no.
And even
many
in New York State, though, we have, Albany?
Albany, Rochester, Syracuse. Yeah,
They don't have a
Buffalo.
million children in the school, but still,
they don't. But
they also have smaller budgets, so relatively.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, it works, and everyone knows where it's happening that it works.
Do the members of Congress support you?
Yes, the New York City delegation definitely. Yeah.
Because they would be the funnel, right?
Yep.
Should.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you planning for this mayoral campaign? Have you thought about it yet?
Well, we're right now, we are doing a big push to ensure that the mayor includes expansion to all students in the preliminary budget that's happening in January.
Very timely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have a huge parent caucus, so public school parents. We have enormous support among public school parent leaders. And we have DC 37, UFT, and the Principals Union, CSA, in full force working together this year. So
And you have this little film on the website, right?
Yes.
Which quotes de Blasio as a candidate,
Yes.
saying we have to do this.
it's essential. We're missing out on federal money
Right.
and getting rid of the stigma.
Right.
Yeah, no, he couldn't have said it more concisely
And better.
for us. There was no editing needed for that segment.
So the motto is now live up to your promises.
Live up, and now more urgent than ever.
Right. Okay, so it's very interesting, and I guess if anybody wants to write to him, it would be very helpful.
Yes, yes,
And they should look at your websites,
yes.
which are
So we have lunch for with the number 4 learningnyc.org. That's lunch number 4 learning nyc.org, and community food advocates nyc.org.
And so you have meetings, or you have volunteers, or people should contact you?
Yeah, contact. We have coalition meetings regularly, and we're going to be delivering a bunch of postcards to the mayor
Great.
next week. And
Great.
yeah.
And the council's going to pass something?
Well,
they always do,
The
right?
council has been supportive, and we're counting on them also to make sure that this gets done in this budget process.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you, Ronnie.
It's very nice but important to talk to you about this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We at CUNY TV always like to hear from our viewers. So if you have any subjects you'd like to explore or people you'd like to hear, please let us know. Write to us at CUNY TV, 365 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York, 10016, or go to our website, cuny.tv, and click on Contact Us. We look forward to hearing from you.